All right, House Speaker Paul Ryan is trying to quiet a rebellion within the ranks. A growing number of moderate Republicans trying to force a vote on 4 different immigration measures, saying it's time to settle the DACA issue. Well, Congressman Jeff Dunham, he's a Republican from California, is leading the charge to force Ryan's hand on a measure that would give Dreamers a pathway to legal status.
It's a 12-year process, and I believe that this earned pathway, this earned 12-year process would put you at the back of the line. But certainly somebody who's been here, who's graduated from our schools, that's been in our community, that has followed the executive order under Obama should have that opportunity.
All right, Dunham has the support of Minority Leader Democrat Nancy Pelosi. Now, that is causing GOP leaders to sound the alarm, warning that moving forward with this plan could actually hurt Republicans badly in the fall elections. Congressman Jim Jordan, he's a Republican from Ohio, a member of the Freedom Caucus, and you guys made a bold move today. Great to have you with us tonight. So let's talk about this. The Farm Bill is a huge deal. You guys are saying, correct me if I'm wrong, you don't want to vote on that until you get to vote on something related to immigration, which is the Chairman Goodlatte bill. Yeah. That's very specific. Is there going to be a vote on the Farm Bill tomorrow?
Well, we'll see. A couple things to get, I think, right here at the start. The Goodlatte bill is the bill that's consistent with what the mandate of the 2016 election was all about on immigration. It does things in the right order. It says build the border security wall, in-chain migration, stop the visa lottery, deal with sanctuary cities, reform our asylum laws, all the way down the list. And then it also says, and after we do it in that prioritizing fashion, we'll deal with the DACA situation. That's what the American people elected us to do. So the concern I have with what Mr. Denham is doing is it's fine to use the rules any way you can to get something done, but they're attempting to use the rules, I think, to accomplish a goal that is not consistent with the mandate of the election, not consistent with what we told the American people we're going to do. That's our problem, and we have kind of linked it to the Farm Bill because this is an important piece of legislation, and we want to make sure we get the right thing done on immigration as well. All
right, House Majority Leader, obviously Republican Kevin McCarthy said this: I've already told them we're going to give them a vote on Goodlatte, so I don't understand the difficulty.
Well, it's one thing to be told something, it's another thing for it to happen. And right now the Democrats aren't voting for the Farm Bill, and so we understand that this is something that we can tie into this immigration debate to accomplish what we told the American people we were going to accomplish on immigration. I like the welfare reform in the Farm Bill, the food stamp reform. I think it's needed, the work requirements that are there. So I like that. But I also want to get immigration right. And the fact that we have a group of our colleagues, good members, well-intentioned, who are pushing something different that is not consistent with the mandate of the election, that's a concern. And that's why we in the Freedom Caucus are saying, wait a minute, time out. I always say this. We make this job way too hard. It's pretty simple. What do we tell the voters we're going to do? We didn't tell them we were going to do some kind of DACA bill alone, which will be the result of what they put together on this discharge petition and this process they're using. We did tell them we would build the border security wall, in-chain migration, deal with the visa lottery, and oh, by the way, when we do all that, we'll also deal with DACA. That's consistent with what we're supposed to do.
Okay, to the right of you, you could argue. Congressman Steve King tweeting this yesterday: holy cow, Freedom Caucus is linking amnesty bill to Farm Bill. Do I have to start an anti-amnesty caucus? At Real Donald Trump, at Rep. Mark Meadows.
Yeah, the conservatives all across this country understand that the Goodlatte legislation is conservative and the kind of legislation we need, and does what I just described. It's got like 20-some different policy areas that goes down. We have asked our leadership for a vote on that. They have promised to get that. It's yet to happen, and that promise was given months ago. All we're trying to do is make sure it does, in fact, actually happen.
I want to make sure while we have you here that we ask you about the top story. We're just talking about these investigations. Today, the Mueller team turned over the scope memo that outlines his powers, the authorities, what he was tasked to do. A federal judge had demanded that he turn it over unredacted, so now the federal judge has it. You don't have it. You're a co-equal branch of government. Yeah, I know you've asked for it. Do you think you'll get it?
Mark and I, Congressman Meadows and I sent a letter back on April 9th, and we actually asked Rod Rosenstein in person a couple weeks later. He said, no, we're not going to show it to you. They sent us a letter back saying, take a hike. We're not going to show it to you. Then the same week that they told us that in the letter, Judge Ellis says, I want to see it, and he got to see it today. Of course, he got to see it, I believe, under seal. Here's the bottom line. The American people have a right to know the entire scope, the entire parameters and framework of an investigation into the guy they elected president. They have a right to know that. And the initial scope was 1 year ago this day, the May 17th letter, May 17th memorandum. Rod Rosenstein altered, amended, changed, clarified that in some fashion on August 2nd. And all we've got to see is a little bit of that dealt with Paul Manafort. We want to see the whole thing just like that federal judge. More importantly, you and the press need to see it. And most importantly, the American people need to see it because they're the ones who elected this president. And the part that just drives me crazy is Rod Rosenstein was never elected to anything. I'm on the ballot every 2 years. Members of Congress are elected. The president was elected. This is a separate and equal branch of government, the United States Congress, saying we need to see that and a whole host of other documents that they've been making it difficult for us to get our hands on. So that makes it difficult for us to do our job and get answers to the American people.
Well, I know that they have been cooperating with you on a number of things, and they've given access on a number of things. This is not one of those things, but let us know if you get the scope memo unredacted, and we'll stand by.
All right.
Thanks, Congressman.
Thank
Great
you.
to see you.